All right, so today we're going to be taking a deep dive into the life and career of Elizabeth Hurley.
Yeah.
We've got her Wikipedia page,
Okay.
and we've also got an article from Maxim magazine.
Interesting.
A little bit of a spicy edition there.
For sure.
But,
Yeah.
um, get ready for some surprises because we're going to be talking about her early life and a recent honor that raised some eyebrows.
Yeah, Elizabeth Hurley's journey is anything but predictable. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, so I think people would be surprised to learn that, she was a bit of a punk rocker as a teenager, like in the suburbs,
Right.
hanging out with pink hair and a nose piercing.
It's a real juxtaposition, isn't it?
Yeah, total juxtaposition.
When you consider her image today
Yeah.
and sort of how she's known.
Totally. And alongside that rebellious streak, you've also got her, childhood dreams of becoming a dancer, like she attended ballet classes.
Mm.
It speaks to like a complex, multifaceted personality.
Absolutely. And we see that throughout her career for sure.
Yeah. So speaking of her career, I think we have to talk about that Versace dress.
Of course. Yes.
The safety pin dress at the 4 weddings and a funeral premiere
You know the one.
with Hugh Grant.
Yeah.
I mean, that moment basically launched her into superstardom.
It's incredible the impact that one fashion choice can have.
It's crazy.
It just became so iconic.
It's like a symbol of 90s fashion.
Totally. And Hurley's daring style.
Yeah. And I mean, and it really did cement her place in pop culture history.
It really did.
But and also get this, she was 29 when she landed her first major modeling gig.
Wow.
With Estee Lauder.
Okay.
Not exactly the typical start for a model, is it?
Not at all.
Like most models start when they're, teenagers.
Yeah. I mean, it really challenges the whole narrative around modeling, doesn't it? That
Yeah.
you have to be young to make it.
Right.
And the fact that her relationship with Estee Lauder continued for years, even after she wasn't the face of the brand, that says something about her lasting appeal and her business savvy.
Totally. It's like she built her own brand too.
Yeah.
The Elizabeth Hurley Beach line.
Mm-hmm.
And she rocks those swimsuits like nobody's business.
Absolutely. A brilliant move, I think.
Like aligning her personal brand
Yeah.
with a business venture that totally makes sense.
For sure.
And let's not forget about her acting career as well.
Of course. Yeah.
She's done it all from comedy to, serious roles.
Yeah.
Like Vanessa Kensington and Austin Powers.
Yeah.
To Queen Helena and the Royals.
She's got range.
Yeah, she's got range.
It's very impressive.
But here's where things get a little interesting.
Okay.
Maxim magazine named her the sexiest woman in the world in 2024 at 59.
Wow. That's quite something.
I know, right?
Yeah, that really makes you think about our assumptions about age and what society deems sexy.
Totally.
How those standards might be evolving.
Yeah, and it's not all about just, the glitz and glamour.
Right.
She's involved with charities, too.
Of course.
Yeah. Particularly Estee Lauder's breast cancer awareness campaign.
Yeah, that stems from a personal connection for her.
Yeah, her grandmother.
Because her grandmother passed away from breast cancer.
Right, so it's great to see her using her platform to advocate for these causes.
Yeah, giving back.
Yeah, and it really adds another dimension to her story, I think.
Absolutely. It shows there's real depth there.
Yeah, she's not just, all about the red carpet. There's a genuine desire there to make a difference.
Yeah, very interesting.
Okay, so we were talking about her early life before and that punk phase.
Right.
So it turns out those rebellious tendencies were already present during her school years.
Okay.
Her Wikipedia article mentions that she attended a really strict school.
Huh.
But she still embraced that punk fashion as a teenager.
Wow.
Even dyeing her hair pink and getting her nose pierced.
Quite the contrast from what we see today.
Total contrast.
Yeah.
It's amazing to see how her style has evolved, from that punk rock to like red carpet elegance. But through it all, that sense of self-expression has never really left her.
It's a through line, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. And it's taken her far
Mm-hmm.
from, kind of rebellious teenager to global icon status. It's been quite a journey.
Absolutely. And it's clear that she's not afraid to defy those conventions and redefine what it means to be a woman in the spotlight.
Right.
Especially as she gets older.
Yeah. So before we get into all of that, though, let's take a quick pause and we'll be right back with more on the fascinating life of Elizabeth Hurley.
Sounds good. Yeah, it's really quite amazing when you think about it.
Yeah.
How those early experiences shape us.
Yeah.
And how, you have this young woman in a very strict environment, but still finding ways to express herself.
Totally.
And that rebellious spirit never really left her.
No, it hasn't. It hasn't at all. And, that confidence has taken her far.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, it's like she's always just known her own worth.
Yeah.
Whether she's rocking the pink hair or the, designer down.
It shines through in her career choices as well.
Yeah.
She's not afraid to take risks,
Yeah.
to try new things.
Totally.
You think about launching a beachwear line at a time when most models would be focusing just on the runway.
Yeah.
That's a pretty bold move.
Yeah. It's like, I'm not just a pretty face.
Exactly.
I'm a businesswoman.
Yeah.
And she's killing it.
She is.
That Elizabeth Hurley beach line is doing so well.
It's a testament to her entrepreneurial spirit, I think.
Yeah.
And she doesn't just, put her name on something.
Right.
She's involved in the design process, the marketing.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. She's very hands-on.
She owns it.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
But let's get back to her acting for a second.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, it's interesting how she's kind of done both film and television.
Mm-hmm.
From those iconic roles in the Austin Powers movies to playing Queen Helena in The Royals.
It's quite a range.
Yeah, talk about range.
Yeah.
I mean, she's really proven her versatility as an actress.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's interesting how those roles have kind of evolved over time as well.
Yeah.
Like those early Austin Powers characters were very much in line with her public image.
Yeah, glamorous, a bit cheeky.
Yeah.
But then with the Royals, she took on a much more mature and complex role.
Yeah.
Showcasing a different side of her acting abilities.
Yeah, and the audience seemed to love it.
It did.
But speaking of pushing boundaries,
Yes.
can we talk about that Maxim Sexiest Woman in the World title?
At 59?
At 59? I mean, what?
It's definitely a statement.
Yeah.
And I think it speaks to a wider cultural shift that we're seeing. We're seeing more women in their 40s, 50s, and beyond embracing their sensuality and their power.
Yeah.
And that, attractiveness doesn't have an expiration date.
Right. And Elizabeth Hurley is like the perfect example of that.
Yeah.
She's not trying to hide her age or anything. She's owning it.
Exactly.
And, showing the world that confidence and beauty truly have no age limit.
It's a powerful message.
It is.
And it seems to be resonating. You see it in the media, in social media.
Totally.
This real celebration of women of all ages and all backgrounds.
It's a beautiful thing.
It is.
And, Elizabeth Hurley is not just about the glamour and the accolades.
No.
She's using her platform to make a difference as well.
Of course.
Let's talk about her philanthropic work.
Yes.
Especially with the Estee Lauder Breast Cancer Awareness Campaign.
That's very close to her heart, as you know.
Yeah.
Her grandmother's battle with breast cancer had a big impact on her.
Yeah.
And she's really channeled that experience into advocating for others who are facing this disease.
It's incredible to see how she uses her voice to raise awareness and funds, for such an important cause.
Absolutely. And she's not just lending her name.
No.
She's actively involved in the campaigns and the events.
Yeah.
She's committed.
She's very hands-on.
Yeah.
And it's not just breast cancer awareness.
Yeah.
She's also a vocal supporter of the Elton John AIDS Foundation. Using her platform to fight the stigma and promote education.
Yeah, absolutely.
About HIV and AIDS.
Yeah, it's inspiring to see someone with her level of fame and success.
Totally.
Using their influence for good.
Yeah, it really shows that she's, more than just a celebrity.
Yeah.
She's a compassionate human being.
For sure.
Who cares about making the world a better place.
Exactly. And that brings us to another interesting part of her life.
Okay.
Motherhood.
Okay.
She has a son, Damien.
Yeah.
And they seem incredibly close.
Good for her.
And they've even collaborated on a film project together.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
It's called Strictly Confidential.
Okay.
And it was produced by Damien.
Wow.
And Elizabeth stars in it alongside him.
That's amazing.
It's a real testament to their bond.
Yeah.
And her willingness to support his creative endeavors.
That's so cool. It's like she's passing the torch to the next generation.
Yeah.
In terms of her career and her commitment to, using her platform for good.
It's a beautiful thing to see.
It is.
And it makes you wonder what else she has in store.
Right.
Because she's always full of surprises, isn't she?
Yeah, she is. She's constantly evolving, reinventing herself.
Yeah.
She's a force to be reckoned with.
Definitely.
And it seems like she's just getting started.
Yeah.
But before we wrap up our deep dive into the world of Elizabeth Hurley, we need to take a quick break.
Sounds good.
We'll be right back with some final thoughts and a question to leave you pondering. All right. So we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
From pink-haired punk rocker to global icon, businesswoman, philanthropist, and mom.
Yeah.
Elizabeth Hurley has done it all, and she's still going strong.
Mm-hmm.
Breaking down barriers and defying expectations. I mean, it's pretty inspiring, right?
I think her story really challenges our idea of a linear path to success.
Yeah.
You know, there's this constant evolution, this willingness to embrace all these different parts of herself. And that authenticity is what resonates with people.
Totally. And it doesn't seem like she's slowing down anytime soon.
Right.
I mean, who gets named sexiest woman in the world at 59?
It's amazing.
That's crazy.
It really does speak to a shift in how we view age and beauty.
Yeah.
You know, she's not trying to recapture her youth.
Right.
She's embracing where she is now, and that confidence is magnetic.
Yeah, it's like she's saying, I'm 59 and I'm fabulous.
Yeah.
And you know what she is?
She is.
It's a reminder that we don't have to fade into the background as we get older.
No, not at all.
You know, we can continue to evolve and challenge ourselves.
Yeah.
Be vibrant and engaged in life.
Absolutely.
And that's what makes her story so compelling.
Yeah.
She's proving that you can be successful, sexy, and compassionate all at the same time.
Right. And it's a powerful message.
It is.
Especially for women.
Yeah.
Breaking down stereotypes and showing that there's no one right way to live your life.
Yeah.
You can be a multi-hyphenate. You can redefine success on your own terms.
Yeah. So what does all this mean for you, the listener?
Yeah.
I think Elizabeth Hurley's story offers a valuable lesson.
Yeah.
Embrace your individuality. Don't be afraid to take risks and never stop evolving.
Yeah.
You know, who knows what amazing things you might accomplish.
And remember, age is just a number.
Yeah.
Don't let societal expectations limit you.
Totally.
Or your dreams. You know, take inspiration from Elizabeth Hurley and carve your own path.
Beautifully said. Well, that's our deep dive into the fascinating world of Elizabeth Hurley.
I hope you enjoyed it.
We hope you enjoyed it. Learn something new until next time. Keep exploring and keep challenging those assumptions.